Well, as we get ready for today's second league match of the season against the visiting Warrenton Warriors, today features to once again be a top 10 showdown between these two teams, as the Tigers were victorious against the number 7 Rainier Columbians on Tuesday by a score of 7-3 against the Lewis and Clark League's Player of the Year last year in Austin Cantrell. Going to see some talented players today. The most talented one perhaps might be the backstop, Jake Morrow, for the Warriors, as we've got word that he hasn't allowed a passed ball in 2 years. Now, it doesn't account for a wild pitch, of course, but anything that's on him, he's kept in front. We'll see if the Tigers coach Hilgers elects to put any runners in motion. You got a few players that certainly lead the way on the base pass, like Cody Knott so far on the season. Cody leads everyone on the season with 10 stolen bases. In league play, he had his first, and then Ty Fisher had one as well in that game. As Eli second in that category was 7. Eli will be on the mound today. It'll be Eli against Devin Jackson. So Eli's able to throw 45 pitches. For the Tiger coaches, they say, let's just get it right out of the way. That way they can get him ready for to catch in the second game today, as this is a doubleheader. Coming up next week for the Taft Tigers, they're going to have games on the road at Willamina, and then they are going to have another doubleheader on Friday against the Catlin Gable Eagles. So Tigers definitely expect to win those games next week. It'll be 4:30 Tuesday against the Willamina Bulldogs, and then Friday, 3 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock expected. Now, we will take a 15-minute break after the conclusion of the first game before we start the second game. Tuesday and Friday also happen to be games 2 and 3 for the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round of the NBA playoffs. So I think the way it'll work out for us on KBCH AM 1400 is that we will play we'll get the Tigers games in, and then we will get you straight into the Trailblazers games, whether it's in the pregame or whether it's a game already in progress. So Tuesdays and Fridays will be a lot of sports action for us. Of course, we hope the Trailblazers continue deep into the playoffs. But Taft Tigers, they're expecting to go to the playoffs once again this season. Top 3 teams in the league advance. Take a look at the league standings with the 7-3 victory over Rainier. Tigers move up to 1-0 in league, along with Clatskanie, who had a 5-0 victory over Catlin Gable. So other games in action today. Rainier is taking on Clatskanie, and then Warrenton, of course, is here, and Willamina and Catlin Gable are playing a doubleheader. So we'll have some interesting setups after this first week, perhaps, with the standings. The Tigers want to go to 3-0. As take a quick look at how Warrenton has done so far on the season as well. They are combined 4-2 as they lost to Napa to begin the season. Close matchup against the 2A school, but Napa had won over 40 games in a row, 2-time defending 2A state champions in baseball. Then they hosted the Nestucca Bobcats, a 12-2 victory. It's the only time this season they've scored more than 3 runs. And that's going to be an interesting number for us to watch. As we know, the Tigers, they've been able to hit lefties so far on the season in Santiam Christian's Joe McCadish. And Santiam Christian so far on the season happens to be the one league opponent these two teams have played. Or not league opponent, but common opponent. So as we start, it'll be Austin Little taking the first at-bat against Eli DeMello. Junior versus junior in this matchup. So righty versus righty as well. First pitch from DeMello is down the tube for a strike. Eli leads the team with 25 and a third innings pitched. He's got 24 strikeouts in the period. So here comes the 0-1. This one's hit, high chopper to Jordan Hall, takes it. Here's the throw to first. In time to get the 5-3 ground out. Good play by Jordan Hall there to put some mustard on that throw in order to get Austin Little, who showed some speed, hustling down to first, but not before Blaze Kimbrough was able to catch the toss from Hall. brings up the second baseman now, Gabe Breitmeyer. And first pitch, swinging foul, out of play. So an 0-1 count for Eli once again. And then on deck will be the catcher, Jake Morrow, followed by the third baseman, Dwayne Falls, the pitcher, Devin Jackson, left fielder, Khalil Kapua, first baseman, Alec Herrera, right fielder, Josh Earls, and center fielder, Dalton Knight. The 0-1 swung on and missed. 0-2 now for Breitmeyer. So for Eli, with a limited pitch count today at 45, the quicker he gets through the innings, the longer he can go. And of course, with the doubleheader today, very important. Right back, this one is fouled as Breitmeyer goes low in the zone to protect, and probably was ball number one, but got to protect the plate. Got a nice day here. Of course, it's been a week of rain all over the western side of the state. And that one is hit in play back to Jordan Hall. It gets through his glove, and then Cody Knott unable to get a play on it as well. So that'll go down as a single for Gabe Breitmeyer, who gets on. After falling down, 0-2 brings up the catcher, Jake Morrow. So the hot corner is called that for a reason. Hall was able to get the second one. That time, though, the chopper unable to make the play. So Eli thrown from the stretch now with one down. Pitch outside, and Breitmeyer takes off. Stolen base. And a 1-0 count at the plate. As they're going to say, no, there was no pitch count. So Breitmeyer heads back as Morrow had apparently called time that was allowed. So it remains a 0-0 count with Breitmeyer on first. They try it again. This time swung, hit to Cody. He throws to Fico at second, and it gets by him. This has got the runner, Breitmeyer, going to third now. So what looked like a double play for the Tigers now has runners on the corner with nobody down. So Dwayne Falls will come to the plate. Runners on the corners, expect to see Morrow take off. Taft, they know they need to score runs. Eli, though, trying to get through this inning quickly, gets first pitch swinging foul from Falls. Morrow took off on the pitch, has to head back to first. Got a little bit of wind moving out of center field, but not much today. It's not expected to be much wind at all, as overcast skies starting to lighten up, bring some sunshine out. Falls at the plate, throw to first. Kimbrough grabs the catch, unable to make the tag on the play. We're going to see a bat switch as Devin Jackson switched bats with Dwayne Falls here with the 0-1 count. Maybe it's a little shorter bat. Of course, coaches always typically hate to see young players reach for longer baseball bats. That pitch hits the outside corner, 0-2. So Eli so far, every pitch he's thrown has been a strike. He's got runners on the corners. That one's hit, and Ty's going to be unable to get this one hopper. Tag at third. He throws to third, but it's going to score Breitmeyer from third. And the Warrenton Warriors have the first run of the game on an RBI single from Dwayne Falls. That brings Devin Jackson to the plate now. So one down and two on. Eli from the stretch. Swung and chopped into the ground by Jackson. Foul ball. Kapua on deck. So we got pitcher versus pitcher right now. Jackson bats left, throws left. The 0-1, swing and a miss. So Eli's been effective so far, but the error right now has been the difference. The 0-2, foul out of play. So 2 hits now for the Warriors in the inning. Tigers looking for 2 more outs with Jackson down 0-2. Pitch from DeMello. Swing hit high to left field. Darius Smith has got time to get under it. Makes the catch. And no tag in advance from second by Morrow. He stays there. 2 down now for the Tigers following the out from Darius Smith. Brings up the left fielder, Khalil Kapua. So Kapua, second team all-league outfielder last season. Got 2 on and 2 down. Pitch inside. First ball thrown by DeMello. Again, he's on pitch count, 45 right now. On deck is the first baseman, Alec Herrera. So 1-0 Warrenton lead as looks at breaking pitch for strike 1. Looked like that might have been the changeup from Eli there. Fico shows at second. Here's the 1-1 and just misses outside. Ball 2. So again, nice day here at the pit in Lincoln City for the Taft Tigers as they host the Warrenton Warriors. 2-1 for Eli. Swung, hit to Cody at short, unable to get to it. Hit gets to Darius. Here's the throw from left field. And it's going to be not in time as each runner advances a base. It's Warrenton Khalil Kapua with an RBI double. It's the 3rd hit of the inning. 2nd run scored by the Warriors here. Brings up Alec Herrera. So the Warriors make the long bus ride down. Feeling good right now. First pitch ball to Herrera from DeMello. Tigers looking for 1 more out. They thought they perhaps had a double play against Jake Morrow. Would have gotten him out of the inning, 1-2-3. That pitch outside for a strike. As Eli's been able to hit that outside part of the plate against the righties today. The 1-1 with 2 down. Fires inside and low. Good block by Caden for ball 2. So defensively for the Tigers, Eli on the mound throwing to Caden Heineman, Blaze Kimbrough at first base, Fico Ramos second, Jordan Hall third, Cody Knott at shortstop. 2-1 pitch swung on and foul tip as that one gets away from Caden. 2-2 count. And the outfield, Darius Smith in left field, Ty Fisher in center field, and Trenton Fisher in right field. So we got Falls at third, Kapua at second, with Herrera at the plate. 2-2 count for DeMello. Curveball swinging, and that ends the inning, but not before. The Warrenton Warriors get 3 hits. They leave 2 on the base. The Tigers get 1 error, and the Warriors lead 2-0 as we head into the bottom of the 1st inning. We'll be back in 60 seconds on your Tigers Radio Network. I'm getting zero feedback, if you can hear me. All right, well, we're going to go here now into the bottom of the first. It's Trenton Fisher leading off for the Tigers. We're now down 2-0 against the Warrenton Warriors. It'll be the left-hander, Devin Jackson, on the mound for the Warriors. Throwing to Jake Morrow behind the plate, Alec Herrera at first base, Gabe Breitmeyer at second base, Dwayne Falls third, Austin Little at shortstop, Khalil Kapua left field, Dalton Knight center fielder, and Josh Earls right fielder. So first pitch from Jackson, swung, hit into right field, as this one's going to converge and fall through the gloves. Trenton is safe at first on the bloop single. Very difficult play for the Warriors there to try and make in shallow right field. So the Texas leaguer puts Fisher on at first, and in steps Eli DeMello. So after giving up 3 hits, the Tigers start with a hit of their own here in the first, as some sunshine has brought out the bats. So DeMello at the plate against the left-hander Jackson. The slow delivery to the plate, looking at first base, and first pitch ball. Eli leads the team on the season, batting .378 with 14 hits. That was the 12th hit of the season for Trent. This one's popped up and gets out of play as Morrow looks at it and lets it go over the cage. So Tigers head coach Matt Hilgers at third base, Coach King over at first base, as Trenton Fisher sits at first with a 1-1 count. Good catcher behind the plate, Morrow. This pitch inside, Morrow blocks it, 2-1 count to Eli. Eli also has 4 walks on the season, 1 hit by pitch. So Jackson throwing from the stretch with Fish at first. The 2-1, hit back into right field. Will this drop down? And it does. It gets through both. Eli's got second and perhaps third as Trenton Fisher. He's going to round third. Eli's at third, and he's going to hold. Here's the relay throw to the plate, not in time for an RBI triple from the skipper, Eli DeMello, as the Tigers, they get right back on the scoreboard after giving up 2 in the first. It's now a 2-1 ball game following a big triple into the right center field gap from the junior. Up comes the senior shortstop, Cody Knott now. And for Eli, that ends up as RBI number 8 and team leading 15th hit of the season. And that pitch hits the outside part of the plate, strike 1 to Knott against Jackson. With Eli at third, is throwing from the stretch, the left-hander. As we said, no pass balls from Jake Morrow in 2 years. He gets Cody Knott swinging at the pitch outside, strike 2. Cody, a .364 batter on the season with Ty Fisher on deck. So 2-1 game here, bottom first. The 0-2 hit high, as this one has Knight come in from center field, make the catch. Here's going to be the throw, and no, Eli is not going to go to the plate, and perhaps he should have, as Morrow, the throw was offline, and he would have had to have made the tag outside the left-handed batter's box going back to the plate. But for the Tigers now, just 1 out following the fly out from Cody. So Ty still a chance to drive Eli in from third base and tie this game up. Of course, Tigers want to do more than just that. Ty wants to get on base. That pitch inside for a ball. On the season, Ty does have 6 walks. He's got the largest strike zone of any of the Tigers. He swings at that one. Strike 1. On deck, Blaze Kimbrough in league play. Blaze is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a hit by pitch. 1-1, swung, hit down the third baseline foul. So Dwayne Falls went after it. But it's a 1-2 count now for Tye to Jackson. Got to protect the plate here. Warriors were able to put some pressure on the Tigers in the top of the first, scoring 2 runs. Tigers trying to get them right back now. That pitch swung, hit into left field, and foul. Nice stroke from Tye, but wanted to straighten that one out a little bit, so we'll start it over again, 1-2. As assistant coach Nelson throws an extra baseball out. So Blaze on deck, followed by the freshman catcher Caden Heineman and the left fielder Darius Smith. 1-2, outside, low for ball 2. This is the first of 2 games today between these new league opponents. The 2-2 count for Jackson. Inside and high, Tye goes after the high heat and gets caught swinging, brings up Blaze Kimbrough now. So 2 outs for the Tigers for Blaze Kimbrough. And Blaze, third on the team and runs batted in with 8. That pitch is high and away for a ball to Blaze with Caden on deck. He still has the catcher's shin guards on. Of course, Tigers want to see Caden bat this inning. The 1-0 count, swung on, foul back into the cage. 1-1 now to Blaze. So Taft 5-6 on the season. Warrenton 4-2. Both of these teams expected to compete for the top. Both playoff teams last year. This one is popped up as it's in foul territory. Falls makes the catch. F5 to end the threat. The Tigers get 2 hits. They leave 1 on the bases. They're only able to get 1 of the 2 runs back as we head back to the top of the second now. The Warriors lead the Tigers 2-1. Back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. Welcome back here to the top of the second inning as the Warrenton Warriors lead the Taft Tigers right now 2-1 as they got 3 hits. They did get 2 runs, both unearned because Tigers had an error at second base trying to turn 2. But it's a long baseball game. Tigers know they're going to score more than that today. Want to make sure, though, they limit the Warriors. So this will be Josh Earls, the right fielder, at the plate. And then on deck is the center fielder, Dalton Knight. That one is swung on, chopped in the turf for strike number 1. And then after Knight, it'll be the top of the order, Austin Little, who's in the hole. So Eli with 45 pitch count today. Now, if he's at 44 when he faces a batter, he's able to continue through that batter. But then that would be the last one that he faces. So that one misses low, 1-1. So a little bit of wind moving from right field towards left field. That pitch gets him looking outside, strike 2. So Earl's a freshman. Only got 2 seniors on the roster in Kapua and Knight. The 1-2. Pitch high, misses inside. Ball 2 for Eli. Does have 1 strikeout. Struck out Herrera to end the top of the first. The 2-2 gets him swinging away. Strikeout number 2 of the game for Eli. And first out of the inning brings up the center fielder, Dalton Knight. So Knight steps into the batter's box, the right-hander. So you got a few left-handed pitchers, just 1 left-handed hitter for the first 9. As Knight, 4th hit of the game, this one goes back up the middle against Eli. So the Warriors, only 1 game this year, they scored more than 3 runs. It's a 12-2 win over Nestucca. They've got 4 hits here early. So 1 down for Austin Little with 1 on. Throw to first. They're going to get him in a rundown. Here's the throw. Cody Knott will chase Knight back. Throw to Eli. Makes the tag in the base paths. Dalton Knight gets caught stealing. 2 down for the Tigers now. Austin Little with a 0-0 count at the plate and 2 outs. So a heads-up play by Eli there. It also allows him to stay in the game just a little bit longer, perhaps, depending on what happens with Little. That pitch outside for a ball. So it looks like a few Warriors fans have made the trip down Highway 101 to watch this contest. That pitch misses inside or outside and away. Ball 2. The 2-0 from DeMello. Swung on, foul, chopper. So 2-1 count now for Austin Little. In his first at-bat to start the game, he hit a chopper to Jordan Hall at third base. Was able to collect and make the throw to first base to Blaze in time for the first out. The 2-1 gets him looking. 2-2. Nice looking curveball from Eli on that pitch. And he goes back to it. Here's a grounder to Cody. Here's the throw to Blaze in time for the final out of the inning, 6-3. So the Warriors, they get 1 hit, but they get him stranded and picked off on the base pass. We're going bottom second. Tigers down 2-1. Back in 60 on your Tigers radio network. Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning with the Warriors leading the Tigers 2-1. As scoreless top of the second for the Tigers, hoping to put some runs up here. In the bottom of the second, they were able to do that in the game against Rainier. As they scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second before exploding for 4 in the third in that game. And part of it was because the middle and bottom of the lineup produced for Taft. This will be the freshman, Caden Heineman. First pitch swinging. This one's popped up down the first base line, out of play. Alec Herrera makes the play in foul territory for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up the left fielder, Darius Smith. So Darius hitting .263 on the season, batting well as of late. Caden, I want to say, who just popped out, has a 3-game hitting streak going. This pitch swung on, fouled back by Darius. So Jackson, with nobody on, throwing from the strike. This one's fouled out of play, this time going out of play over the left field side. So when you're fouling one straight back, you're right on top of it where you need to be. You just need to get a more level swing. So Darius 0-2 in a good spot, hoping to connect. Jackson steps off the mound. He'll step back on. And he gets Darius going on the heater outside. Out number 2, second strikeout of the game for Jackson, brings up the sophomore second baseman, Fico Ramos. On deck will be the designated hitter, Ethan Thomas, hitting for the third baseman, Jordan Hall. Jackson again throwing from the stretch with nobody on. This one inside, and it's taken back into left field by Fico for the third hit of the game by the Tigers, and gives them a base runner now for Ethan Thomas. So for Fico, his 5th hit of the season, hitting .235, probably puts him closer to .250 now on the season. I believe he's now starting to string together a multiple game hitting streak of at least 2. He had a hit in the Rainier game. So doing well in league play. 2 down here, runner on first. And that one check swing outside corner for a strike to Thomas. With Trenton Fisher on deck for the Tigers. Trenton had a bloop single back in the bottom of the first. He would come around to score on the DeMello triple. This one fouled back 0-2. So both pitchers have been able to work early strikes into their counts today so far. Jackson should have a strong, I think he's got a full pitch availability today, whereas Eli's on the 45 pitch count. The 0-2 here. That one is outside. So easy junk pitch with an 0-2 count. Throwing to the number 9 hitter, Ethan Thomas. No wind right now. Out at center field, flagpole. A little bit of movement. This one, Morrow sets up outside, and that's where the pitch ends up, is outside. So Jackson, trying to get Ethan to swing at a ball, now finds himself the 2-2 count. Looking to find a spot in the outfield for something. Swung on, popped, and out of play along the first base side, off the back of the dugout. There's a beautiful facility here at the pit. If you've never been, the Tigers have an all-turf infield. It's a grass outfield. Coach Hilgers and crew want to see a turf outfield before they see lights get put up. This is a doubleheader, which makes me question whether lights are more important at this point. The 2-2. And he gets him swinging for the final out of the inning. Tigers get 1 hit. They leave 1 on the bases. We go to the top of the 3rd. Warriors leading the Tigers 3-1. Back in 60 on your Tigers radio network. It'll be Gabe Breitmeyer leading off in the top of the third inning for the Warriors, who lead the Tigers 2-1. On deck is the catcher, Jake Morrow. Breitmeyer had a single back in the first inning, scored the first run. That pitch is low to Caden for a ball. So Morrow on deck, chases after it. As Breitmeyer, Tigers thought they were going to double Breitmeyer up and at least get the lead runner that inning. Unfortunately, an error led to the 2 runs. This one hit back up the middle. Can Cody get to it in time? No, it hits the glove as Fico goes to it. It was going to be a tough play for Cody to get to. So in my book, that's the second single of the game for the second baseman, Gabe Breitmeyer. So Morrow comes to the plate now with nobody out and a runner on first. As we've got a little bit of wind moving from right field to left. Throw back to first. Tag applied. Safe for Breitmeyer. As Kimbrough at first. Fico second. Jordan Hall third. Cody at short. Darius in left. Ty in center. And Trenton Fisher in right field with Caden Heineman behind the plate. 0-0 count to Morrow as Breitmeyer takes off. Throw to second. Here's a tag and safe for Breitmeyer. As Cody tried to swoop in there, make the tag. Breitmeyer got the foot on the bag in time. It's an 0-1 count at the plate to Morrow. Now he has a runner in scoring position. He advanced on the fielding error, on the catching error, as the Tigers tried to turn to the 0-1 count. This one hit back up the middle into center field. As Ty gets to it, this will score Breitmeyer from second. Here's a throw to second and cut off by Fico on the relay. So an RBI double for Jake Morrow has the Warriors up now 3-1 against the Tigers here in the top of the third inning. They've been doing well. That is now their sixth hit of the game against Eli. As this one fouled by Falls at the plate. On deck is the pitcher, Devin Jackson. So nobody out here in the top of the third. Pitch inside, misses for a ball. 1-1 count. So all these league games are important, but these double headers got a chance to really make a mark early in the season. The 1-1 count, and he gets him looking for strike one. Or strike two, excuse me. So 1-2 for Falls. Eli from the stretch. Falls calls time. Here's the throw inside, and it hits the bat for a foul. As Falls, he wanted to call time. It wasn't granted. Stepped back in. Pitch was inside. Ducked, but his bat was sticking up. Hit the ball. So it's a 1-2 count. Mello looks at Morrow at second. Throws to the plate. Pitches high. For ball two. So an overcast day with sunshine peeking through at times here at the pit on the Oregon coast in Lincoln City. Eli steps off the rubber, looks back to second. Makes Morrow go back to the bag, no throw. So come back to the mound. 2-2 count at the plate, nobody down, top three. Here's the throw. Hit to Jordan at third, unable to get to it. Cody does, and unable, though, to make a play as he's going hard towards the left field line, as unable to go across body like that. So, back-to-back-to-back hits, doesn't load the bases. It puts Morrow at third and Falls at first, as I believe that is now 45 pitches for Eli DeMello. as it looks like Trenton Fisher will come in for relief. So with Trenton Fisher in relief of Eli DeMello, we will take a 60-second timeout here on your Tigers radio network. We're here in the top of the third inning where Eli DeMello has exited the ball game from the mound where he, as we said from the start, he was on a 45-pitch limit. So Eli is going to head into right field. So a simple 1-9 swap on your program is Eli, his first time in the outfield that we've seen so far. As easiest substitution for the Tigers to make, as Coach Hilger's already told us that Eli is going to be catching in the second game. So Devin Jackson comes to the mound for Eli. He went 2 innings today, gave up 7 hits. So far, he's only given up 1 run, or he's given up 3 runs, but only 1 of those runs has been earned. He's still on the hook for both base runners right now, with runners on the corners in Morrow and Falls. So Trenton from the stretch, pitches inside, gets away from Caden, and wild pitch is going to score as it Morrow. So Eli now has given up 4 runs and still just 1 earned. Falls advances to second on the wild pitch. It's a 1-0 count for Jackson at the plate. So Warriors, second most runs they've scored this season. And this one's hit to right field to Eli. This one's hit hard. Eli goes up, makes a diving catch against the wall. Did they signal an out? No, they say it went off the glove. Here's the throw home. They're going to go back to second to try and double him up. He's safe. So Eli apparently was unable to make the catch in right field. So a big hit from Devin Jackson scores another run, the 4th consecutive hit of the inning by the Warriors, who have just come out hitting early and have shocked the Tigers here. As this will bring up Khalil Kapua to the plate now. As there's going to be another wild pitch. I think that was a pass ball is what we'll mark that as it advances the runner to third. Still nobody out for the Tigers now. So for Eli, he will give up 5 runs on the day, and I believe 2 of those will be earned. As that double was scoring anybody that got on base. That pitch is inside, and it nicks the back of Kapua. Free pass issued. And now the Warriors up 5-1 with runners on the corners. They're going to have different plans on their mind, perhaps, than just playing 7 innings in this first game if Taft doesn't get themselves back into it here. Alec Herrera at the plate now. He struck out the first time to DeMello. And pitch is low there, and that will let him steal second. And it was low for a strike, though, to Herrera. So stolen base for Kapua. Kapua at second with Jackson at third, and still nobody out here in the top of the third inning. So Trenton Fisher, that one's hit to third to Hall. He plays it. Here's the throw to first. Blaze makes the tag, and runners hold on the base pass for a 5-3 ground out. So Hall, that ball looked like it was going foul there at third. He plays it and gets the out. First out of the inning for the Tigers. Brings up Josh Earls to the plate now for the Warriors, as they lead the Tigers 5-1. And strike called at the plate to Earls. So Trenton in relief here, trying to get through this inning as quickly as they can so he can get back to the plate. Bunt showed by Earls, strike called, as that pitch was good whether he pulled it back or not. The number 10 team, the Warrenton Warriors, up early 5-1 against the Tigers as he gets him swinging for the strikeout. Back-to-back outs now for the Tigers. Brings up the center fielder, Dalton Knight, who had a solid hit to right center field in his first at-bat of the game. We've had 4 hits so far this inning. Scored 3 runs. This one's popped up. Fico Ramos will set up in the infield for it and make the catch for the final out of the inning. So the Warriors, they get 4 hits. They leave 1 on the base pass. They score 3 runs to take a 5-1 lead as we go into the bottom of the third. Warriors 5, Tigers 1, back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. So here in the bottom of the third inning, the Taft Tigers are looking to start a rally, and they're going to try and do it now with the top of their lineup with Trenton Fisher, as he's going to see Devin Jackson for the second time today. And if for the Tigers, perhaps that's a hope now as they start seeing this pitcher for the second time. They had 3 hits first time through the lineup, but they know that they're down by 4 right now. They need to get some runs back here. And with your top of the lineup, 1, 2, 3, now's the time to do it. So, Trenton had the bloop single to right field last time, and that's the right fielder. Earls steps in that direction. Pitch high to Trenton for ball 1. As Trenton leads the team on the season with 10 free passes issued, 9 of them via a walk, 1 via getting plunked. So 1-0 for Jackson, throwing from the stretch. That's where he feels comfortable. That pitch high for ball 2 to Trenton. So both pitches outside. A little bit of wind moving towards center field from the plate. 2-0. Out. Oh, they say outside on the plate. Ball, or 2-1 count. So Trenton, a right-hander versus the left-hander on the mound. Jackson, the high leg kick, gets him swinging, strike 2. The Tigers know they need base runners down 4. Again, not a whole lot of wind today. Good day for playing baseball. Good day for the Tigers to start stringing some hits right now. That pitch is inside, misses, ball 3. First full count of the game for Jackson. as Warriors might have the deepest bullpen in the league. And with double headers on Fridays, that's going to play a big advantage for teams that have deeper bullpens. Here's the full count pitch. Swung, hit down left field line, and foul. It's about 7 feet foul. And that would have had extra bases had it touched the tightrope there. Instead, it remains a 3-2 count, bottom of the third. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's high. It misses from the start. So Trenton with a leadoff walk. He is 1 for 1 today with a single and a walk. Does precisely what you want your leadoff hitter to do. That's get on base and force the pitcher to show you his repertoire. That way the rest of the guys in the lineup see what he's got. Eli steps up. He had a triple that scored Trenton. As Eli tried to outrace Trenton, who had to wait on it for a moment to make sure it dropped in right center field. This one, Eli again, first pitch swinging. This one's going to hang up in the air, though, for Dalton Knight, who sets up and makes the catch in center field for out number 1. So Cody will come to the plate now with 1 down. As Cody, he had a hit to Knight as well that ended in the glove of Knight for, in that case, the first out of the bottom of the first. Cody right now trying to advance Trenton and get on himself. As we said, the Tigers need lots of base runners. First pitch swinging, fouled back. So Coach Holgers talks to Cody, who's got a foot outside the box, as he steps back inside. Ty Fisher on deck. This pitch comes back inside. Cody trying to get on top of it, fouls it away. 0-2 count now for the senior, as Morrow's going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Morrow, just a junior, was already first-team All-State last year, along with DeForest from Lapine. It was a great year for catchers in Oregon. There's still a lot of good ones. Eli, just out. He was honorable mention All-State. As Cody slaps the hands at it, foul along the third base line over the Tiger dugout. Remains an 0-2 count at the plate for Cody. So Jackson's done a good job here in this game, working the Tigers into a hole. They do have 3 hits so far, as that pitch is outside for ball 1. Of course, the difference right now, though, is that the Warriors have 8 hits through their first 3 innings. Tigers looking to add some more here. That pitch is inside high for ball 2 to Cody. So Cody, he is a patient hitter. While he will go first pitch swinging, he does have 5 walks on the season. It's just game number 12 as well, so that's, about every other game. Cody will draw a walk. A 2-2 count from Jackson, misses away, ball 3. So second full count that Jackson's had this game, and both have come here in this inning, and that's why Trenton Fisher is at first base, because he lost him on a full count. So bottom third, Warrenton 5, Taft 1. 1 down. As Jackson looks at Trenton at first, comes to the plate, skips inside. Trenton, though, takes second easily. No chance, as Morrow gets to it, of Trenton advancing over to third base on the play. So second walk issued this inning by Jackson brings up Ty Fisher. As quick mound visit from the shortstop, Austin Little, and the catcher, Jake Morrow, with Jackson. Ty, quick word from Coach Hilgers. He'll come inside. Coach Hilgers, in his second season, in his first year, was named co-coach of the year of the state level. Coach Lenny Wolf, 28 years at Warrenton, 35 years coaching in total, was the Lewis and Clark Coach of the League of the Year last year. So 2 on for the Tigers, 1 out for Ty Fisher, as that pitch inside for a strike to the big unit, as Ty had a strikeout in the first inning. And he gets him swinging on the breaking pitch. There, 0-2 count now for Ty. Took a big cut there. He's got some room out in center field as they're shaded right, and they get him swinging away. Strikeout number 4 of the game for Jackson. It's the second out of the inning for the Tigers now, as Blaze Kimbrough will come to the plate. As the Tigers so far, it's been uncharacteristic offense for them with just 1 run so far. They've usually done a lot of damage early in games. So for them, hopefully that means they pick it up throughout, as Blaze looks at strike 1 outside. Tigers so far 3 hits, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. They've got 2 walks here. Need some hits with runners on base. Blaze tries to provide it. This one's hit to Herrera. He turns, pivots, and makes the catch along the first base line for the final out of the inning. The Tigers, they get no hits. They strand 2 on the bases. We're going top 4 with Tigers down 1-5 back in 60 on your Tigers Radio Network. All right, so we're here in the top of the 4th inning with Warrenton on top 5-1. As Trenton Fisher on the mound right now to the shortstop, Austin Little. And he plunks him. So second free pass issued now by Trenton as he hit Khalil Kapua back in the 3rd. Kapua would stay at second. That was as far as he would go. The Tigers this season, that's their 26th hit batter. It's been one of the areas where Tigers pitchers have struggled, is with their command at times, issuing free passes, either walk or hit by pitch. So once again, the leadoff man gets on base, Gabe Breitmeyer at the plate, as he's swinging, and he hits it right where Fico would have been, as it pays off, and Little's going to get all the way over to third base on the play. Great call by Coach Lenny Wolf to put him in motion, as once again the Warriors' hot hitting has got them their 9th hit of the game here with runners on the corners. For Jake Morrow, who is 1 for 1 today, he reached by a fielder's choice and would score in the first, hit a big RBI double in the 3rd. Warriors made sure to bring their bats today as throw to first base, not in time to get Breitmeyer. Trenton from the stretch with nobody on. As this one's hit, and it's through the gap. That scores Little from third. So 6-1 Warriors, who were held scoreless in the second, but otherwise they've scored every inning so far today. As Tigers, if they don't do something quickly here, this could be a short game. 5 more runs by the Warriors through the next 2 innings. If Tigers don't do anything, then we're going to game 2 early. So Dwayne Falls at the plate. That pitch is outside for a ball. So 1-0 count for Trenton. 6-1 game as Tigers going to have to come up with some hits here and some defense. Jordan Hall steps on third base. Here's the throw to first. Kimbrough has to come off as they're going to try and go back to third, and heads up base running there by Morrow as he does get over to third, but a fielder's choice gets Breitmeyer out at third. Morrow advances from first to third on the play. There are 2 outs in the inning now, or just 1 out, excuse me, on the fielder's choice, 5 unassisted. Devin Jackson at the plate. And his first pitch swinging from the left-hander, and so Morrow at third, Falls at first. 1 out, top of the 4th. As Falls takes off at first, that pitch is hit foul. 0-2 count now to Jackson at the plate, who flew out to Darius in the first, and then he hit a double back in the third. So the 0-2. This one's hit right at Fico, unable to make the catch, but he's going to make the throw to first. It will score Morrow from third on the play, though. So, Tigers now down 7-1. As right now, Tigers looking like coming away with a split today is going to be a good effort. As Trenton steps off the mound, as Falls is at second, he was able to advance. And once that one, a tricky situation for him is it was hit right at Fico on a line drive. He was unable to make the initial catch, otherwise might have had a chance to double him up. That pitch is outside to Kapua at the plate. And that one planks him. Third hit batter of the game for Trenton Fisher. So that's his 4th hit batter of the season now. So Alec Herrera comes to the plate for the 3rd time today. Struck out in the first and grounded out to Jordan in the 3rd. That's strike outside to Herrera. So 0-1 for Trenton. Herrera with 2 on now. Top 4 down 7-1. This one's fouled back into the cage. 0-2 count now for Little Fish. It's been a good start for the Warriors. Can the Tigers, though, make a comeback here once they start going down into the bottom of the 4th inning, as they trail by 6 right now? Unfamiliar territory for them at the 3A level. They've lost games as that one gets away for a ball to Herrera. But no one's really tagged them up too badly this year at the 3A level. The worst would be Brookings at 11-4 early in the season, but the Tigers lost Cam Kessler for the season in that game, and they lost Eli DeMello in the top of the 1st. Consecutive hit batters for Trenton Fisher. So bases full now for the Warriors, and Josh Earls, who has 2 strikeouts in both of his And then on deck would be the center fielder, Dalton Knight. Gets Earl swinging, strike one. Tigers, knowing Earls has 2 strikeouts, this is the guy you want to get right now. This one's hit to Jordan at third. Base is full, steps on the bag for his second 5 unassisted. As the Warriors score 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. They leave 3 on the bases, but they now lead 7-1 going into the bottom of the 4th inning when we return in 60 seconds. So as we get ready to go here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Tigers, it'll be the catcher, Caden Heineman. As Caden, we mentioned he's been on a bit of a hitting streak as he popped up to the first baseman in his first at-bat. He's hoping to do a leadoff single here would be nice. As the outfielders are in a bit against Caden, that pitch hits low for strike one to the catcher. Jackson thrown from the stretch. That one misses high for a ball. A 1-1. So in the game so far, Tigers 3 hits to the Warriors 10. This one's popped up again. Who's going to get to it for the Warriors is Caden. And no one gets to it, and it goes foul. As it hit the turf and went foul, as the Warriors luck out on that one that the backspin hits the first base line and then takes it into foul territory rather than fair. So a 1-2 count for Caden at the plate against Jackson. They'll try it once again as Caden's allowed to run down the first base line like that, as that's where the play went. And that was part of the reason why the Warriors had trouble getting to it, but that was more of a talking thing as he had Breitmeyer, Herrera, and Jackson all converging on the play. The 1-2 as Caden looks at ball 2 inside. Just one error for the Tigers today, but it's only responsible for 2 runs back in the first. As Warrenton brought the bats down 1-0. Tigers trying to protect the pit. That pitch skips into Morrow at the plate. Another full count. So twice now, Jackson has gone to a full count. Each time he has walked the batter. We'll see if the third time is true for the freshman Heineman. And that one misses away. So another leadoff walk issued to the Tigers, puts the catcher on the base pass for Darius Smith, the left fielder. And right now, Coach Hilgers looks like he will keep Caden on the base pass. Trent Hall's been one of the pinch runners of the year, but Caden will head back to first as Jackson steps off. He steps back on. Caden gets his lead as Darius steps in. Bottom 4, Tigers want to start a rally. Darius starts off swinging with a miss. So we're in the bottom of the 4th of a 7-1 ball game. Following the conclusion of this game, we will take a 15-minute break and be back with the start of the second game of two. That one inside to Darius for a ball. Tigers started the game with Eli DeMello, who started the game Tuesday against Rainier, as Coach Hildress pulled him so that he could throw 45 pitches today. That pitch is low to Morrow, who gets out of his stance to come up with a block. He's going to go talk to Jackson right now. Another mound visit, as here it's been 3 innings of work for Jackson. Hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches today, but recently Tigers have started to make him work a bit, but they haven't been able to make him pay, as they stranded 2 runners last inning and they got, after getting 2 walks, but no one was able to advance anybody. So Darius with the 2-1 count with Caden Heinman at first base. Jackson, that one swung, chopper down the third baseline, foul. So we'll try it again, this time with the 2-2 count. As the weather has behaved for us in this game. This is the first league game of the season for the Warriors. They are unable to play their Tuesday game against Willamina. Yesterday's game was canceled as well. That's pushed to Monday. So for the Warriors, next week they're going to be playing on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, doubleheader. This one popped up in the infield. Caden has to go back to first. Herrera in foul territory makes the catch for the first out of the inning. It's the third putout of the game so far by Herrera, as he's been playing that first base line well for Coach Wolf. So Fico Ramos, who has 1 of 3 hits for the Tigers today, with a single into left field back in the second inning, comes to the plate with Caden Heinman on first base. On deck is Ethan Thomas, the designated hitter. Calm wind here out at center field. Flag ain't moving. And the bat ain't moving for Fico as he looks at strike 1. As last time, Fico went first pitch swinging. This time looks at it. The 0-1, this time he goes towards Breitmeyer at second. Here's the turn to Little at short, the attempt, and Fico is safe, so he reaches on the fielder's choice on a 4-6 ground out. So they get the lead runner. Fico is on now for Ethan Thomas. So the Warrior defense playing well. No errors by them today. Tigers, though, haven't been able to put the ball in play too much. A few catches and pop-ups for the Warriors, as well as 4 strikeouts for Jackson. First pitch swinging down the first base line for Thomas, and Herrera takes the glove and steps on first base for the 3 unassisted. The Tigers, no hits. They leave 1 on the base pass. We go top 5. Warrenton 7, Taft 1. Back in 60 on your Tigers radio network. So for the Tigers, they trail here late in the top of the 5th. It is Warrenton 7, Taft 1. Trenton Fisher continues on the mound against Dalton Knight. His 3rd attempt of the game, had a single back in the 2nd. He popped up to Fico in the third. So here he is for the third time today in the fifth with the leadoff man, Austin Little, on deck. First pitch strike from Trenton Fisher. As Trenton came in relief in the third inning, as he's gone 2 innings pitched today so far. We've got a double header. As this one popped a foul out of play. 0-2 count for Knight. As Tigers definitely want to see the leadoff man out. As the Warriors have scored 5 runs the last 2 innings with the leadoff man getting on, and he gets him looking for strike number 3. Big out for Trenton Fisher, as we just said. Leadoff man got on each of the last 2 innings. They scored 5 runs to take a 2-1 game to a 7-1 game. So, Little, he starts off swinging, strike 1. With Gabe Breitmeyer on deck. So 4th strikeout of the game for the Tigers pitchers today. 2nd for Trenton. 0-1, curveball misses outside for a ball. 1-1 count to Little at the plate, who has 2 ground outs and a hit by pitch, so he's 0 for 2 today. One misses low, ball 2. Breitmeyer on deck is 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 2 runs scored. And the 2-1 curveball gets him for strike number 2. Trenton looking to make it back-to-back strikeouts here. The Tigers need a spark from somebody. They want to get back in it. The 2-2. That misses low and away, ball 3. And for Trenton, this will be his first full count today. And he misses. So we've had 4 full counts today, and every time the pitcher has issued a ball. And a free pass brings up Breitmeyer for the 4th time, as we said. He's got 3 singles. Not the guy the Tigers want to see right now, as they're trying to collect outs. They've got 1 down here in the top of the 5th, trailing by 6, 7-1. On deck is the catcher, Jake Morrow. And check throw to first base, not in time to nag Little. As Morrow, he reached on an error back in, it would have been a fielder's choice back in this first, but he has a double and a single. So Breitmeyer and Morrow are combined 5 for 6 right now at the 2 for 3 spot. That one's low. Little's going to steal second easy. No throw from Caden behind the plate on that pitch. And no chance to come up out of his stance. So, in fact, Breitmeyer and Morrow, they have 5 hits and 5 runs scored. 2-3 batters for the Warriors makes you wonder why they haven't put up more than 3 runs only once this season. That was 12 to Muskaka. That pitch misses outside, ball 2. So Trenton throwing from the stretch with Little at second. And this one's fouled right back into the cage. First strike to Breitmeyer now. We said before, when you foul it straight back like that, it typically means that you're right on top of it. Your bat was just a little low. That pitch inside, ball 3. 3-1 count to Breitmeyer. With Morrow on deck, then it'll be Dwayne Falls, the third baseman, who's got 2 singles today. That one's fouled out of play. So your 2-3-5 hitters have 7 of your 10 hits on the day. Tigers know, though, that 1 through 9 is going to have to be part of this effort if they're going to win game 1 of this doubleheader, trailing by 6. There's the full count, and he gets him swinging. 2 outs now for Trenton Fisher following the 2nd strikeout of the inning. And for the first time, we get a strikeout on a full pitch count. So Morrow comes to the plate now with 2 down, and for the Tigers, that's big because it means you just make the play in the infield. You don't have to worry as much. Of course, you got to worry about the guy at the plate. He's a talented one, as that one's in the dirt for a ball. On deck Falls, then the pitcher Jackson. So we'll see how the Tigers, or how the Warriors, I should say, elect to go with their bullpen with Jackson. Imagine you probably keep him going right now as that pitch misses high, ball 2. As Tigers only 3 hits so far on the day. 1 run. They've left 4 on the bases so far. No, 5, excuse me. That pitch misses low. 3-0 count. So Trenton's starting to rack up the pitches here in this game. Play's obviously set to start game 2 for the Tigers. As he gets him looking on the 3-0 count outside. 3-1 now to Morrow at the plate. So 2 down with Little at second. The 3-1 pays off outside. Morrow is ready to head down to first. The strike is called. Another full count here. Back to back to back full counts for Trenton. Can you make it pay off in his favor again? That one got away from him from the start and from the moment it left his hand. So another walk issued. So for Trenton, he has 4 hit batters today and 2 walks. So only 2 hits allowed. So it's been the free passes that have been the problem right now for Little Fish more than anything else. So 2 down, runners on first and second. First pitch strike to Dwayne Falls. The 0-1 just misses outside. Good spot to miss, though, for Trenton. So we play 7 innings. Tigers, they're trying to get back in this. They trail by 6 here. That one's fouled out of play. No, hits the top of the cage. So the on-deck hitter, Devin Jackson, the pitcher, scoops it up, tosses it back to the umpire. So 1-2 at the plate for the junior pitcher, Trenton Fisher. And fouled back. I'll try it again one more time against Falls. 2 outs, both from strikeouts in this inning. 3 strikeouts in the game for Trenton Fisher. Runners take off. This one's hit high. Looks like it's heading out of play, and it does, and avoids the cars in the parking lot. They'll try it again. Remains 1-2 count with 2 down. Top of the 5th inning. The 1-2 for Trenton. Falls at the plate, the right-hander. Trenton's going to step off. He's going to get Little into a pickle between third and second. As Trenton covers third, makes the tag of Little, who's caught stealing for the final out of the inning. So that does it for the Warriors. They leave 1 on the base path, no hits. They lead 7-1 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be back in 60 on your Taft Tigers radio network. Well, bottom of the fifth inning for the Tigers brings up the leadoff man, Trenton Fisher, for the third time today. He had a single back in the first, a walk in the third. He scored the only run of the game, which came via a triple from Eli DeMello, hit into the right center field gap. Eli, though, would get stranded at third. He's been the furthest Tiger to advance as Taft, trailing by 6, needs to make up a big portion of this because 4 more runs scored by the Warriors after this. If the Tigers don't answer, we'll head to game 2 early. They don't want that to happen, though. Still want to fight and claw for this one. So Trenton against Jackson, who continues on the mound. The left-hander starts him off with a high strike. So 2 walks issued to 4 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. This one fouled straight back into the cage by Trenton. So Eli goes and picks it up. It's just 3 hits for the Tigers. Trenton, Eli in the first, and Fico in the second. As they go through the lineup for the third time, definitely need to do some more damage here. That pitch is high, ball 1 to Trenton. 1-2 count for Little Fish at the plate. So he came in relief of Eli back in the third inning as Eli was on a pitch count. They swapped positions, right field to pitcher. As Trenton fouls that one off to keep it alive, Eli heads over to pick up the foul ball before the umpire does. 2-man crew today out of the Mid-Valley Association. No one on. Field ump down along the first base line. Same defensive positioning for the Warriors with Jackson on the mound, Morrow behind the plate, Herrera at first, Breitmeyer second, Falls third, Little at shortstop as that one fouled over by the Tiger dugout as Coach Hilgers tries for it. In the outfield, Kapua left, Knight in center, and Earls in right field. As expecting to see a matchup in the second game of Dalton Knight and Blaze Kimbrough, both left-handers. As the Warriors have a nice stable of left-handed hitters. Tigers trying to eat some left-handed hitting right now. They need base runners, down 7-1. The 2-1 hit down the third base line, and Coach Hilgers easily catches that one. As Morrow throws back, pitcher, and gets the throw from Coach. I'll try it again with another 1-2 count. As Jackson started to get into the pitches here, but still not too deep into the pitch count just yet. The 1-2 gets him swinging outside. That would have been ball 2, but Trenton couldn't lay off. It is the 5th strikeout of the game for Jackson through 4 1/3 innings. So Eli comes to the plate now, trying to get on for the Tigers. As we said, down by 6, you need base runners. Not much wind right now, heading out towards center field. The flag's moving, but not much. Sunshine starting to break out right now on Jackson on the mound, who comes inside. Eli tries to drop a drag bunt down, pops it up instead. It goes all the way back to the cage. We'll try it again. 0-1. So Coach King looks like he's laughing down the first base side. Tigers need to play with some confidence right now, have some fun if they want to get back into this. Play with the belief that they can. The 0-1, Eli hits it hard past Falls at third for his second hit of the game as he looks at the throw inside trying to turn. Might see Eli trying to take off at first base now with Cody Knott coming to the plate, and a need for the Tigers now to get things in motion against Devin Jackson. Just the 4th hit of the game allowed by Jackson, second to DeMello. So Cody Knott steps in. 1 down, bottom of the 5th, trailing by 6. Pitch inside, it gets away from Morrow, and Eli gets to second. And is that going to be a passed ball? We'll see whose book that is. In my book, that is a passed ball, as it was low, but Eli right now is at second base with a 1-0 count. More importantly for the Tigers, can they use this gift? So 1-0 count for the shortstop as Jackson looks at Eli, comes to the plate, swung on and a miss. As the lefty Jackson's been effective today. Tigers touched him early, but he's since come back from that first two at-batters of the game. As uses a sidearm there, it's hit to falls at third, forces Eli to stay at second. The throw to first is not going to be in time, and on the throw, Eli advances to third. So a heads-up play by Eli not to run himself into an out at third base, as it was hit straight to Falls at third base, who, unable to field it cleanly, comes in hot over there. So Ty comes to the plate now with runners on first and third with one out here in the bottom of the fifth, excuse me, as Ty 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. See if Tigers perhaps go with the suicide squeeze. Jackson steps off, Cody goes back to first. Eli didn't get too much of a lead at third. Tigers want to see the big unit. He's got a big hole out in center field going all the way to left. That pitch is outside as Morrow. Might have been a pitch out on that play as Morrow got up out of his stance quickly. He looked like he wanted to throw down to first base to Herrera, but Cody not too far off the bag. Tigers respect Morrow behind the plate. They're going to try and work anything against him. They're going to do it in an honest manner as Cody again goes back to first as Jackson steps off the mound. As this is a pivotal point of the game right here for the Tigers. A lot of people can feel it. Jackson and Morrow certainly can. The 1-2 can the Tigers. Pitch hits the inside lower part of the corner for strike number 1 to Ty. As time is called, as Breitmeyer comes in from second base. He's the first one coming in as you've got the middle infield that wants to talk things over with their pitcher and catcher, and this would have to do with any potential plays about if Cody tries to steal second. Do they allow DeMello to score? Do they try and make a play on DeMello? Do they trade an out for a run here? 7-2. Jackson with a 1-1 count to Fisher at the plate. He's going to step off once again as the Tiger runners get back to the bases. A little bit of wind picking up now, moving from right field to left. Here's the pitch to the plate, and it's outside again, 2-1 count. And again, perhaps that was a pitch out. That's not too extreme, but it's definitely high and away with Morrow coming up and out of the stance like he wants to fire. So 2-1, Cody with a decent lead right now. This one's hit into the gap in left center field. It's a pop-up, though. Eli's going to tag at third. There's the catch by Kapua. Throw to the plate is not in time, and Cody unable to advance on the play, but it is a sac fly that does score Eli DeMello for the second run of the game for the Tigers. There are now 2 outs for Blaze Kimbrough at the plate as the Tigers, they get 1 back. They trail by 5 now here in the bottom of the 5th, 7-2 to the number 10 team in the state, the Warrenton Warriors. As Morrow talks things over with Jackson, puts the catcher's mask back on. Both catchers use the hockey-style mask. So Cody at first base takes a lead as they're going to not worry about Cody too much as Herrera more worried about defense, and then coming up after that, first pitch swinging to Blaze. As Herrera at the bag right now at first. Cody will take his lead. Jackson, the lefty, throwing from the stretch all game. It's where he's been most comfortable. Pitch inside for a ball to Blaze. Cody with 10 stolen bases on the season. It'll be interesting to see if the coaches elect to test the arm of Morrow. Cody's a quick one. That pitch low and gets him swinging. Strike 2 to Kimbrough. And popped one out to Falls. He popped one up to Herrera. So he's gone to the third baseman, the first baseman. Can he go back inside? No, he's going to get plunked. So free pass issued as Just Blaze heads on down to first. Cody will go to second, and Caden Heidman, who drew a walk his last at-bat, heads to the plate now with 2 outs and 2 on for the Tigers. And for the Tigers, this is what they want to see is base runners. I'd like to see 0 outs in this situation, but you can't have everything. You're playing a good opponent today in the Warriors, who have got up on you early and often. Can you come back late, though? Caden looking for a single. Puts this one up. Is it going to stay up too long? It looks like it will as Kapua comes in and makes the one-handed catch for the final out of the inning. The Tigers get 2 hits. They leave 2 on the bases. They score 1 run. They trail the Warriors now by a score of 7-2 going into the top of the 6th. Back in 60 seconds on your Tigers radio network. So it's the top of the 6th inning. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters for the Warriors, leading 7-2 after the Tigers were able to get a run back there in the bottom of the 5th. As Dwayne Falls was at the plate during the last at-bat, but Austin Little got caught in a pickle as he was caught stealing on the base pass. Second runner that was caught stealing of the game for the Warriors as Dalton Knight was caught stealing back in the top of the 2nd. So Falls gets to return to the plate with Devin Jackson on deck and Cleo Kapua in the hole. First pitch, a bit high to Falls, who's got 2 singles today, and then he had a fielder's choice ground out to Jordan back in the 4th. He reached on the play. Second pitch outside for a ball. 2-0 count for Trenton Fisher, who continues on the mound in relief of starter Eli DeMello. Got the start knowing that he was only going to pitch 45 today, and that one's hit right back up the middle. That will be the 3rd hit of the game today for Dwayne Falls. So 2, 3, 4 have 8 hits today for the Warriors. That is more than the Tigers have combined, 11 hits to 6. So the meat of the lineup has produced today. Devin Jackson, who's got a double and an RBI back in the 3rd inning, looks at strike 1 from Trenton. And it's been those leadoff men that have gotten on base that have caused the Tigers trouble. It's the 3rd time today that Warriors have got their leadoff man on here, top 6. Swinging miss outside, 0-2 for Jackson. As Trenton had 2 strikeouts last inning, as that helped him help Tigers keep the Warriors that did get on base from advancing at all. That's one hit opposite, out of play along the left field side from the left-hander Jackson. While you have quite a few left-handed pitchers, you only have 1 left-handed hitter. So 0-2 for Jackson with Falls at first base. And he gets him with the big hook there, swinging strikeout number 4 for Trenton Fisher. We'll bring up Cleo Kapua. So one down here, top six. Ball stays at first base. He's going to take off. Heinman's going to throw. He's got time. Is the tag there? Good? It is good. The put out from the freshman. Third time today the Warriors have been caught stealing on the base pass. And now nobody's on for Kapua. So two down here, top six. That pitch outside, so 1-1 count for Kapua at the plate. The 1-1 from Trenton is down the middle of the pipe. Strike two. So a good job there by the freshman Caden. As you start throwing guys out as a freshman, it means you're going to grow up to be somebody that no one wants to run against. Curveball gets him looking. We get through the inning on back-to-back strikeouts from Little Fish. I guess technically not back-to-back because of the caught stealing there, but great play down the middle of the defense from the junior pitcher and the freshman catcher as they get one hit, but he gets caught stealing. No one left on base. Going bottom six, Warrenton 7, Tigers 2. Back in 60 on your Tigers radio network. Well, here in the bottom of the sixth inning, we are going to have first pitching change of the day for the Warriors, as it is going to be the second baseman, Gabe Breitmeyer, who switches over to the mound. As Breitmeyer goes from second to pitching, Jackson goes from pitching to first, and that means that the first baseman, Alex Herrera, goes over to second base. So a real simple change right there for Darius Smith, who is now at the plate. So 5 innings of work today for Devin Jackson. He gives up 2 runs, as they will both be earned runs. Tell you more about those stats in a moment. First pitch strike to Darius Smith, who has a strikeout and a pop-out to Herrera back in the fourth, who was playing third at the time. As he plunks Darius. So that is the second hit batter of the day for the Tigers. And it's the second in the last 3. So it brings up Fico Ramos. Fico had a hit back in the second inning, one of 6 hits for the Tigers today. That starts off with a ball. So for Jackson, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a hit batter, and a wild pitch. As back-to-back hit batters, so Gabe Breitmeyer comes in, and he plunks Darius, and then he plunks Fico. In steps Ethan Thomas. The Tigers now have 2 on with nobody down for the number 9 batter. And Coach Hilgers, we know he will play small ball. It's a perfect opportunity for the Tigers to get themselves back into it. If they can string a couple hits together, As with your 9 batter at the plate, you've got the top of the lineup, Trenton Fisher on deck. So Breitmeyer throwing from the stretch, the right-hander. As Ethan swings at strike one. A good pitch to go after for strike one. So Tigers need 5 runs to tie it, 6 to take the lead. And inside, strike number 2, this time looking. The Tigers want to see Ethan put this in a gap somewhere where a Warrior isn't. Start a big rally here in the bottom of the 6th for Taft. He shows bunt. He puts it down. Breitmeyer will get the play. It's only to first, though. Here's the throw to Jackson. He makes it. So a solid sac bunt for Ethan Thomas advances the runners to second and third, respectively. So Darius is at third. Fico's at second. And a great play there by Ethan Thomas because he made that bunt with 2 strikes, brings up Trenton Fisher now for the 4th time today with 1 out. And runners at second and third. Trenton has one of the Tigers' 6 hits. As he has 1, Eli has 2, Cody has 1. As the 3rd hit batter of the inning loads the bases for Eli DeMello. A big opportunity now for Eli. As the Warriors started off strong, but again, this is part of these double headers as well as playing a full baseball game. As Tigers able to get 1 last inning, they're looking to get a lot right now. 1 out, bases full for Eli DeMello, who's got 2 hits already today, a triple and a single. Looking to uncork something, a huge gap right now in center field as Knight is shaded more towards right field. First pitch, high and away. And with the bases full, got good speed at third base in Darius. Something does get away from Morrow. Expect to see Darius take off. Inside for a ball. A pivotal moment in this game right now. The bottom of the 6th is going to be whether the Tigers get back into it or not. The 2-0 swung, hit. Breitmeyer traveling down the first baseline, has to go to first, makes the play to Jackson. So the 1-3 ground out scores Darius. But there's now 2 outs for the Tigers with runners at second and third. It's a 7-3 ball game. And so the Tigers need more hits, with Cody now at the plate. Got Fico at third. You've got Trenton at second. And that one is inside for a ball to Cody. He had a single last inning, as he hit it over by Falls, unable to make the play in time as Breitmeyer gets him swinging outside, strike 1. On deck is Ty Fisher, who had a sacrifice. This one, can it get through Herrera? He's unable to make the diving catch. Cody's safe at first, and more importantly, safe at home is Fico Ramos. So an infield single for Cody is going to score Fico Ramos. So the Tigers now down by 3, 7-4. And Ty Fisher represents the tying run at the plate. So the Tigers get 2 here. Cody with great speed at first. Trenton over at third base. First pitch swinging. Here's the throw to second. Not in time. Trenton doesn't take off, though, from third. He stays there. So 1 strike at the plate for Ty. Stolen base number 11 on the season for Cody Knott. number 2 in league play. So he's got 2 hits today and a walk. Tigers want to see Cody score, though. He's run number 6. Ty's run number 7. Cut there from Ty, foul. On deck is Blaze Kimbrough. Expect to see Blaze start the second game. Right now, the Tigers are trying to come back here in the first game of 2 between these two teams in Special District 2. The 0-2 count is high, ball 1 to Ty. So Brightmeyer had 3 hit batters, 3 of the first 4. He's got Ty in a 1-2 count right now with 2 down. And he gets him swinging. The 3rd strikeout of the day for Ty Fisher ends the inning. The Tigers, they get 1 hit in the inning. They leave 2 on the base pass. They score 2 runs, but we're now going into the 7th inning for the final time here. Perhaps Tigers need to score at least 3 coming up, as we'll be back in 30 seconds on your Tigers Radio Network. So it is the top of the 7th inning. It is a 3-run game. Warrenton 7, Taft 4, as they've scored 3 runs in the last 2 innings, but they're going to need to score 3 runs at least in the bottom of the 7th while making sure that they don't give up any here in the top of the 7th, as Trenton Fisher has been in relief of Eli DeMello. As Trenton's only allowed 2 runs today, 5 of the 7 were given to Eli. It's going to be the 7, 8, 9 batters here for the Warriors in the top of the 7th. So a great opportunity for the Tigers to get out quickly. For Warrenton, it will be Alec Herrera. No, it's going to be Maverick Pedraza, who comes in as a pitch hitter. So Pedraza into the game now as the senior, one of 3 seniors. That pitch inside. So 1-1 count to Maverick. And that one skips in the turf, ball 2. So Trenton maybe feeling a bit fatigued here in this, as Trenton on the season, as only that one fouled back. He's pitched 9 2/3 innings. So far today, he's gone 4. The Tigers are going to have to rely on some of those other players in the bullpen to step up this year, especially on these Friday doubleheaders. The pitching will become so important. That one misses outside, ball 3 to Pedraza. So you don't want to give up the walk here, and it is a full count, 3-2. And he gets him swinging for the strikeout. Big pitch there for Trenton. That is his 6th strikeout of the game, 8 on the day for Tigers pitchers. The difference so far has been the runs allowed in the 3rd and the 4th. That one gets away. Of course, Tigers had a chance of keeping Warrenton scoreless in the 1st. They missed a double play opportunity. It'd be a 5-4 game. But credit Warrenton. Here's the 1-0. Foul down the first base line. That's assistant coach Bjarnson, who's getting a bit of sting there on the hands as he tried to barehand it. So 1-1 count, 1 down, top of the 7th. And strike issued to And again, we have a new batter at the plate. This is not Josh Earls. This is Ryan Hoagland. And that pitch gets away. Ball 2. So Hoagland, his first at-bat of the game. And fouls that one off, stays alive at the 2-2 count. And then Dalton Knight is the on-deck batter, so the center fielder will remain in the lineup. Two for Trenton. Swung, hit to Jordan Hall at third, off his glove though. And Cody Knott unable to get to it in time. So, down as an E5 off the glove of Jordan. Second error of the game for the Tigers. So, and then Earls is going to run for Hoagland, so it was a pinch hit. Earls perhaps will stay in right field then. So Dalton Knight to the plate with a 1 down, top of the 7th inning. And he looks at strike 1 outside from Trenton. And that one in the turf, good block by Caden, ball 1. So following this game, we will take a 15-minute break roughly, perhaps more like a 10-minute break for us. And then we will be back with game number 2 after that, ball 2, outside from Trenton against the center fielder Knight, who's got a single, a pop-up to Fico, and a strikeout looking to Trenton. And Knight also got caught stealing on the base pass between first and second following a single. That pitch is high, ball 3. So Trenton's done a good job in relief today, but the margin still is 7-4 with Warrenton on top here as he issues a 5-pitch walk. So Earls is over at second base now with Knight at first base and leadoff man Austin Little now at the plate. And that one's in the dirt, blocked by Caden, keeps everybody where they are. So 1-0 count to Little. He got a walk his last at-bat. He's also had a hit by pitch and 2 ground outs. So he's 0 for 2 today. But he's gotten on base his last 2 times. He's got 1 run scored. As I said, pitching is so important in these doubleheaders. That pitch is low again in the turf. 2-1 count. Tigers hoping Trenton can get through this inning as Blaze Kimbrough will start the second game. Two 2-1, gets the outside part of the plate. 2-2 for Trenton. So you have Earls at second, Knight at first base here in the top of the 7th. Tigers trying to get out of this inning and then have a big bottom 7th. This one's hit hard into left field. Darius, though, goes back, makes the catch for the second out. Here's the relay throw to Cody to keep the runners where they are. So Little, it came off the bat hot and right into the waiting hands of Darius Smith, who's out there in left center field to make the out. Brings up Gabe Breitmeyer. For the 4th time today, he's 3 for 4 with 3 singles and a strikeout. He scored 2 runs. He's got a stolen base. Tigers right now want to see the second out of the inning. As Breitmeyer, first pitch swinging, pops this one up. Fico will play it and make the catch on the pop-up. So Tigers, they give up a walk and one error. So no hits, 2 left on the bases. We go bottom 7. The Tigers needing to score 4 runs. The game 1 goes to the Warrenton Warriors. We'll be back in 60 seconds on your Tigers Radio Network. So here in the bottom of the 7th inning so far for the Warriors, they have 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors with 9 left on the base pass. Tigers, they're hoping to score. They need to score at least 3 runs this inning. It'll be Blaze Kimbrough, Caden Heineman, and Darius Smith, your 5, 6, 7 batters, going up against Gabe Breitmeyer, who continues his 2nd inning of relief for the starter Devin Jackson, who went 5 innings pitched. They had 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 strikeouts to 3 walks with 1 hit batter and 1 wild pitch. Breitmeyer, he'll throw from the stretch as well. The right-hander, first pitch swinging to Blaze. So Caden on deck, and then Darius in the hole. As we said, Tigers down by 3. And gets a piece of that one, but fouls it off, 0-2. As Morrow, going to take time here, talk, perhaps that one hit the glove just right. It's quick time out there as Breitmeyer heads back. Tigers have stranded 9 base runners. They need 3 to come across as Blaze looks at the first ball. As each team has stranded 9, the difference so far, though, is that Warrenton has plated 7 of their 16. Blaze, foul tip into the glove for the first out. And second strikeout of the game for Breitmeyer brings up Caden Heineman now. Tigers down to their final 2 outs here in game number 1. And we'll take a brief break and get back for game number 2 of this Friday doubleheader. That's how it's going to play out for the next 4 weeks. As Caden hits this one to the first baseman, Jackson, who scoops it up 3 unassisted. Now the Tigers are down to their final out here in game number 1 as the Warriors seek to get their first league victory of the season. So that up steps Darius Smith. As the Warriors, this is their first league game, and for getting game 1, it's going to give them a lot of confidence going into game 2. Your ability to win these road double headers this season is going to say a lot about who comes away and where they end up in the league standings as first pitch strike to Darius. As it's sudden death, so to speak, from here on out for the Tigers hitters. 0-1 count to Darius. As he hits this one hard, that one gets past the third baseman, falls. Darius is going to turn for 2 on this as he's got second easily. Here's the throw in from left field, Kapua. So a solid double for Darius with 2 outs puts him in scoring position for the second baseman, Fico Ramos. And then the on-deck hitter, Ethan Thomas, represents the tying run. Trenton Fisher, who's in the hole, represents the winning run. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Right now, it's Fico versus Breitmeyer. Sophomore at the plate, junior on the mound. First pitch swinging. This one was foul down the third base line. As Coach Hilger scoops it up before Dwayne falls, Ken, the sophomore third baseman. As Darius hit a rocket down that third base line. Like to see Fico do one as well. He's got a single and a hit by pitch. That one's in the turf. 1-1 count for the sophomore. I believe Fico does now have at least a 3-game hitting streak. That one's low and away, ball 2. So Darius at second. It's got to be heads up with any base running right now for Darius with 2 outs, especially with the Tigers down 3. As that one's fouled back by Fico. 2-2 count now. Anything close. You got 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Warrenton 7, Tigers 4. Oh, big pitch here for Breitmeyer from the stretch. Hit back up the middle. Will it get down or can Knight get to it? He dives. He falls to the ground. Darius will score. Fico turns for second and he stays at second. RBI double by fabulous Fico Ramos scores Darius. And the tying run comes to the plate in Ethan Thomas. Trenton Fisher on deck represents the winning run. We've got a timeout by the Warriors as Jake Morrow's got the mask off talking to his pitcher, Gabe Breitmeyer. Ethan, a strikeout, a ground out, and a sac bunt. So 0 for 2 today. He needs to get on. Via a hit, a walk, an error. However, he has to get on base and come around to score for the Tigers to stay in this. He looks at strike 1. But for Taft, you hope that perhaps this late burst of energy leads to something good for them in game number 2. As this one's fouled out, and it's going to get out as Jackson tries to chase after it. It is a 7-5 game here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 count for Ethan Thomas with 2 outs. The Tigers have to keep this one alive. They want to keep playing game number 1. Thomas will step out of the box. Fico heads back to second. Steps back in. Fico steps off second. Flagpole is silent right now. No wind on an overcast day. And that one is foul tip off Morrow. So we'll try it again. As Ethan's trying to get to Trenton Thomas. He was 1 for 2 today with a single and a run scored back in the first, a walk, a strikeout, and a hit by pitch. The 0-2 to Thomas. And he gets him to end the game. So the Warriors pick up the 7-5 victory here today to get game number 1 of the doubleheader as the Warriors go to 5-2. A record on the season. The Tigers go to 5-7 now. We will have the second game coming up for you in 10 minutes. But real quickly, quick stats update for you in the 7-5 Tiger loss today. For the Warriors, some stats. 7 runs on 11 hits. They had no errors, and they had 9 left on base. For the Tigers today, they had 5 runs scored on 9 hits. They had 2 errors, and they end up stranding 10 on the base paths. So once again, the Warriors win game 1 by a score of 7-5. First pitch of Game 2 should happen around 5:20. We'll be back on air around 5:15 or so on AM 1400 KBCH as we send it back to the station.